this stakeholder meeting would have been done about 3-4 months ago. If you have done it, we would have been where we are now. From around the table and discussions that have really gone into this LI, which has been laid in Parliament and accompanied us, one very significant point comes out, which of course day in and day out you learn actually to see the consequences of it, that it's unconstitutional, which of course comes as a mind blocker. Because looking at the drafters of the LI, if they did not consider this very concern which has really come up, I didn't even have this concern a week ago or two. As recently when we been delving into what the LI is all about, that we got to know. You all know, but some of us have also got to know that, you know, in establishing an LI, it has to be hinged on a parent, what they call it, act. And this very particular LI is hinging on the parent act of the Ghana Standards Authority, 2022, that is 1078, section 80, which amazingly is referring to sales advertising. That is what it's being referred to. And sales advertising is not pricing. So how do you actually hinge this LI on this section 80 of the Parent Act of 2022 1078? And that makes it very, amazing and unconstitutional as it is, as a matter of fact. So if we actually come out to actually more or less say and condemn this act, it is based on the factual, that is concerns, we've sought legal opinions, we've dealt with the legal views which have made them to see that the LI, which has been laid in Parliament and counting days for it to be what it passed, is unconstitutional, because the basis of reference in the Parent Act of 2022-1078, it is not correct. Now, when you look at the procedures in Parliament with regards to the laying of the LI, our hands are actually tight, because looking at the practice in Parliament, it is like you can actually, give a grievance or a petition before the LI is laid. And that's unfortunately what we are lamenting seriously of being denied. We never had any stakeholder consultation meeting, absolutely nothing. No one can challenge that. It is the truth. I have been the chairman or the CEO of the chamber all these years. You know the interaction that we have, the relationship that we build with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and never did we ever have the opportunity to discuss the LI, that is legislative instrument, on pricing. And we are talking about the major stakeholders. When we're talking about cement pricing, the major stakeholders that you can count on in Ghana are the manufacturers. They produce the cement. Without the manufacturers, you can't get cement. So why do you talk about something relating with cement without the major stakeholders? Yes, you can count on what you call a committee, and even that committee, which was born out of a different LI, we are already challenged where they even had the chance even to discuss the legislative instrument on pricing. Here, please let me emphasize that we are not saying that we've never had any discussions or any meetings with the Ministry of Trade and Industry. We've had several meetings with them, but the issue here, let's narrow it down to the point that there has not been any discussion whatsoever in respect of this particular LI, emphasis on this LI, on pricing.
Bishop, finally,
we should be careful in selecting my words, but it comes as a big surprise. It came as a WhatsApp message, and all along, discussion on this matter has been evolved around the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers. So it is like it's the chamber, or as it were, the association that coordinates all the 14 independent companies, in fact, cement companies. In the first place, the invitation to meet the minister was without the chamber. The chamber was not invited. The invitation was on WhatsApp, which was sent to individual managing directors of the various cement companies. As expatriates, they obliged. That is the issue. They went. When they got there, the minister was late for about 1 hour. When the minister came, they were invited into a room, the conference room, and I can imagine the picture, just like you are here, straight to face the camera. Minister, is that why you called us? This is really a press conference. There was no agenda. There was no direction as to how the meeting was going to take off. And as a press conference, they need to be prepared. Like what we've been experiencing during this stakeholder, asking questions, asking detailed questions. And this is exactly what media people will be inquiring, asking detailed questions. And not having prior knowledge of such a press conference, they were not happy. And they declined. And again, you are dealing with expatriates. Now let's be very clear. These expatriates that you are dealing with, they are workers representing the real shareholders internationally. They don't speak by heart. They don't talk in public by heart. They consult. So to put an expatriate before a camera, and for that matter a press, if he is not prepared, he will not do it.
and secondly, in response to the position of the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers Association of Ghana, I believe the draft or the proponents of this LR, they've tried their best to the national interest, but I believe the methodology is where the problem is. Because if the approach was carefully considered, I don't think we would have been having these ups and downs today. Because we, Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, we are representing the entire construction industry professionals, the artisanals, the trade associations, as well as the academics. The question is, the proponent of this bill, who do they consult? Number one, in the drafting. Two, the composition of the committee. I don't see we, the developers or the consumers, who represent our interest. That's another aspect of the question. Now, the question that the concerns being raised by the manufacturers is that the remit of standard authority per their authority, it seems there is a little deviation in there because they have a mandate, and the mandate does not include cement pricing. So that is where the issues are. But listening to the producers, you realize that they themselves, they are more than ready to have the disclosure of the price builder. But the approach, that's the methodology, as the chamber said earlier, is where the issues were. Because if there was a proper consultation as we started today, you see, almost all the key stakeholders who matters are here, except we intentionally, deliberately omitted Ministry of Trade and the Ghana Standard Authority, because we want to take it one after the other. Listening to everybody, you realize that, in fact, we are all at a loss. And we have an industry to protect. In as much as the government is trying to regulate the price or find a way to regulate the price within the market, we must also not forget that what are the bottlenecks? What are the challenges that is pinching these particular people as a result of this price fluctuation? These are some of the issues we need to unravel. So therefore, the chairman will go a bit further, dig a bit further to come out with the details. So this is just the first leg. We'll continue with the Ministry of Trade and Industry and Ghana Standard Authority and engage Parliament before the 21 days elapse, and then we'll take it from there.